Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It all depends on what side of the world you're watching this on. This is your most favorite international trade room where we've learned how to take pips out of the market using the football strategy. And that's what we're going to go over today. This free class is brought to you by none other than ChartFlix, where we go over the Forex and binary mentorship. We don't guarantee any trade setup or any trade idea, but we do trade high probability. That's what the football strategy is about. Okay, if you're on your cell phone, do yourself a favor, turn it sideways so you can get a clear view of what it is I'm about to show you with the market. Today we'll go over the ChartFlix, Agimat, the football strategy, and the special announcement toward the end. Thank you to all the current subscribers who are part of ChartFlix. You guys are making it possible for us to get the educational part of Forex out at a very minimum cost. And we really appreciate all of you who have joined us, and we don't take it for granted. Of course, this is our platform. I will go over that a little bit later just to show you into what it is ChartFlix is. We'll go into that just a little later on, okay? But what I want to talk about very briefly is the Agimat and how it has changed my trading career and some of my mentees, the people who I mentor, their trading career. When I got the Agimat, much like some of you guys who have it, I was just getting it so I can get an easy way to trade, okay? The Agimat was supposed to give you a signal to tell you when to buy and to tell you when to sell. Okay, that's what it was supposed to do. And what ended up happening is, like most indicators, they don't perform like you think they're supposed to. We think they're supposed to give us just the optimal entry, and that did not happen. Oftentimes when I would use the Agimat, I would get in the trade and the trade would go against me, and I didn't understand why. If the Agimat was supposed to be so good, why am I still losing money? Why am I still losing trades? I didn't understand that. I spent the money on the indicators. Why am I not making money? They said it's going to make me make money. Well, long story short, if you have the Agimat, and those of you who don't worry, I'm coming down your street. You got these two equations here. Awesome. We got the Maxwell equation. We have this line here called the AAM line. And then you had these signals that would go off, and you were to get in the trade as soon as the signals tell you, okay? More times than not, that did not happen. But what I found through my course of using the Agimat were these four lines that were on the chart. And I began to recognize that the price would stop at these levels and give you a heads up to where something is going to happen at these lines. And so the entry would be telling you, like this right here tells you to sell right here, right? But it stops at this line right here. This would be an opportunity to buy at this line because that's the 100 pip line there, and I'm going to that because you guys wouldn't know about that. And then it goes back up, there's a line. Now notice how there's no sell signal there, but the line stops here. What I've trained my students how to do is to take the trades based off of a football strategy of the 100 pip move, okay? Because during any time, and I'll show you that this is the 2020 version, this one only showed every two lines. And so like an example here, when the price tells you to sell right here, it goes the other way, right? It tells you to sell right here, it goes the other way. It tells you to sell right here and goes the other way. What I've taught my students how to do is to use the football strategy to make very calculated trading ideas, okay? And I did it using the lines on the Agimat, okay? So if you have the Agimat, you made a great investment. If you don't have the Agimat, good, you didn't make any investment, because we can give it a free version to help you with the lines on your chart. When we look at the football, when we look at Forex, guys, we look at it as a football game, the Bulls versus the Bears. We know that there are 8 major currencies. We have the USD, we have the NZD, we have the Swiss franc, the JPY, the GBP, the Australian, I'm missing 2, okay? But paired together, there are 28 pairs. So you got the GBP, JPY, you got the Euro, GBP, you got the Euro, USD. We don't look at it that way. We look at it as the bulls versus the bears, okay? And at any given time on your chart, what the bulls are trying to do is once they start at a 100 line, ultimately their goal is to get the price to the next 100 pip line, okay? And after they do that, the bears will get the ball, and ultimately they want to get the price 100 yards. Now, within the confines of these 100 yards, there are some things that happens, because if the market just moves straight up and down, that'll be easy. Bulls get the ball, 100 yards, touchdown. Bears get the ball, 100 yards, touchdown. It's not that simple, okay? There are a few plays that we do, and I think today what we'll go over is we'll do the 50 pip pullback because that's just my favorite one. It's the highest probability. So once the bulls break a 100 pip line, once they go and move about 50 pips, what happens is 9 times out of 10, or we'll say a high probability, okay? After it moves a full 50 pips, there's typically going to be some type of a fumble that happens, and the bears, the opposing team, will get the ball and take it back at least 25 pips or 25 yards. So what can you do with this information? Well, as a trader, number one, you can either buy right here once they break the 100 line and know that I can set a TP for the 50 line. That's a high probability trade, okay? So anywhere in between 100 headed to 50, you can place a buy there if the bulls have the ball. That's your first trade idea right there, okay? Where's your second trade idea? Once the price gets 50 pips in, you can now become a bear, and you can sell from the 50 pip line and set a TP for about 20 to 25 pips. More times than not, all pairs move about 50 pips and then they pull back, okay? More times than not. I'll show you an example of that. This right here, my friends, is an example of the Agimat mixed along with the free indicators, mixed along with me drawing the football field, okay? This is why I've made trading so easy. This is a 100 pip line, just like what I just showed you, right? Now notice how when the ball, or excuse me, the candles, the price moves to this 50 line, this is halfway through my football field. Is that not correct? Halfway through my football field, the bears catch the ball. So there's those two sales out, those two trading opportunities. You buy it right here. Once it breaks that 100 line, you can sell it almost every time on every pair. Once the pair moves 50 pips, it pulls back. That's your first sale right there. And it pulled back exactly 25 pips. See, that's what the Agimat, they sold us on these boxes, but the boxes are not it. It's the lines. Because let me show you this. So we got a buy right here. And we got a sale right here. Now look at this sale. They call this sale right here. That's what they call the sale. So by the time you press sell because you're in for the indicator, the price goes against you. That's why we don't use this for entry. We use the lines, okay? So when it gets back to this 50, what does it do? Hesitate and goes back down, pulls back down. Hits the 50 again, pulls back down. Every time the price hits the 50, you should have some type of a bias that there's a high probability that the price is going to bounce off that 50 or going to fumble off that 50. And it gives you trading opportunities that are high probability to where you're not guessing, you're making a great trade decision, okay? And so that's the 50 pip pullback. But here's what I want you to notice. Remember what I told you, ultimately the bulls are trying to move the ball 100 pips at a time. Look at what happens. They finally get the ball to this line, okay? And as soon as they get the ball to this line, that's considered a 100 pip move. That's a touchdown. Now, if you wanted to, once they broke this 100 line, you could place a buy here. And if you're a swing trader, you could have held this all the way until here. But, you know, 20, 25 pips a day will keep the job away. I'm just being honest with you. And then we make more than 20, we average more than 20 pips a day. Once you put 5, well, we do 6 trading days because we set limit orders, okay? And what I mean by that is we don't do a whole lot of market execution trades. So I know I invited some people from Facebook and some people from Instagram and some people from Telegram. So this may seem a little elementary, but I want to make sure everybody understands. We don't trade market execution. What that means is we don't press a button. We don't press a button to set our trade. We don't do that. What we do is we look at the left side of the screen and we match the football strategy that I just showed you with the left side of the screen, okay? Now, I won't go over all of that because that's preparatory and it's gonna take too long. And that's intellectual property that I've gave to the subscribers, okay? But I will show you at least one example just so you can get a taste of it, okay? But just before I do that, these are the 4 rules. We have the 100 pip touchdown. That's the one where it goes from 100 line from one side of the field to the next. We have the 75 pip hesitation zone or interception, okay? I just showed you the 50 pip fumble. That's my favorite one. It happens more times than not. This is the one that happens more times than not. And then you have the 25 pip U-turn. Of course, we're not going to hold you long. I just want to give you a sneak peek into how it is we are trading. So let's go to the market. This was a trade that I took yesterday. This is a trade that I took yesterday. Okay, y'all see that big drop? Wow. Y'all see that big drop? Okay, here's what I want you to know. Yesterday during the London session, the price went up 25, 50, 75 pips, okay? Went up 75 pips. And look at the moment it hits the 75 line, it dropped. It dropped 75, 100, 120. It's currently dropped 125 pips. Now that's a football strategy. This would be considered the 75 interception. Okay? For whatever reason, the euro, you see this is euro JPY. Let me write it up here so it can be bigger. Euro JPY. Okay? So the euro in this case are the bulls. That's the blue team. Okay? That's the blue team. JPY is the red team, right? So when the bulls move the price to the 75 pip line, they automatically, around 75 pips, something happens. An interception happens. The ball gets taken by JPY, which is the bears, and they drop the price. What could you do with this information if you knew that these price lines react a certain way every time? How much could your trading, how much money could you make, no income claims, if you knew that the price was going to react a certain way at a certain level? What could you do with that information? I tell you what, you could really change your life. It's changed my life. It's changed some of my subscribers' life. Now we are playing chess, if you will, because we're able to predict what's going to happen. But watch this, guys. Here's the thing. I did not set a 75 pip trade. I didn't set a 75 pip trade. Nope. What I did was I set a pending order at the 50 pip pullback. I did. And let me show you why. If you scroll to the left of the chart, what number is this? 126.5. That's where I set a pending order. So that means I looked at some data on the left side of my screen, and I did right here. This is the data that I used to take this trade. I saw where there was a big drop off from 126.5. There was a big drop off. Okay, so right around the 21st of August, I believe it was, I said, when the price gets back to 126.5, there's a high probability that the price is going to drop. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what happened at 126.5. It dropped from 126.5. So this was a trade that I set on the 21st of August. Here we are 7 days later, and it's just getting there. There was no emotion tied to it. I didn't have any heart palpitations. I didn't over leverage, but I was able to use, along with the left side of my screen and along with the football strategy, I was able to predict what was going to happen in the future because there was a high probability that it was going to happen. So we actually, to be honest with you, had one of the greatest months this month when it comes to trading. Well, let me say this. I know ChartFlix as a whole caught at least 350, 400 pips between me and my leadership because we were using the football strategy with pending order. So we're literally starting a signal service. We are literally going to be starting a signal service. And I just want to show you guys just a few of the trades that we predicted successfully this week, just this week alone, just show you a few of the trade ideas. And if you are a part of our subscription, I'm gonna go into the website of ChartFlix in a minute, but if you're a part of our subscription, guess what comes with the subscription? All of our signals. So we'll do all the heavy lifting for you because we know we trade high probability trades, okay? So let me just show you a few examples of some trade ideas that we took, okay? I'm gonna play these videos are about 30 seconds long, okay?
This is the data. This is that first drop. So we might get one more touch and at least get that TP1. So I'm gonna leave GU. So this GU that I sent out on the 20th, I didn't delete it, it's still there. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Great, so we'll pause it there. So this was a live class I did with the subscribers, right? We had a pending order set right here. Because of this, we saw this drop. So we set a pending order right there. We were kind of mad because we missed the first drop, but it came back, guys. Look, it came back, hit our pending order, and gave us 25, 50, 75 pips on this one trade. So this is, look, if you look at this, the left side of the screen, I didn't know what was going to happen, but we're using data, okay, that showed us exactly what it did. That's an example there. I'll show you another example. This was Euro USD. Let's look at this one.
On this, we got to our trading segment kind of fast anyway, so I know this is the future. Grab my order, TP1 hit. Now look at all these wicks over here to your left. That's why TP2 might get hit. Because
we'll stop it there. So this is, I'm gonna draw exactly what this was. I drew this like this. Then I drew this, you see. And then I said what was gonna happen is the price was gonna come to this place. This is it. This is it right here. That's what I drew. What did it do? It came back to this place and dropped down. Why did this work, guys? It worked because we set a pending order using the football strategy. That was a 75 pip hesitation zone. That's another trade that we did. I'll show you. I want to show you this head and shoulders. It was really amazing. Well, no, I got to show you this one.
But guys, we're copying the millionaires. We saw them drop it from this zone, right? And this just happened to be a 50 pip pullback trade, okay? We'll leave that trade there. We're going to let that go. We'll let it play out and see if it gets up there and grabs our order during the Asian session. You know, nice little wick action. It could give us a M, a Bobby Brown. It could give us a Bobby Brown.
And great, stop there. So look, guys, I drew an M right here. I don't know what day this was this week. And look, the price action did exactly that. Gave us a M, hit our entry, because this is where our entry was, and it dropped down 50 pips. It actually dropped down more than that. One more, and then we're done. This Head and Shoulders was amazing. Uh, and I had some feedback from one of my subscribers that said they're so glad we taught them how to find pending orders using the football strategy along with the Head and Shoulders pattern.
So this is the Head and Shoulders for the GN. We got a sell limit right here for the left shoulder, and sell limit right here for the right shoulder.
All right, so we'll stop it there. I'll draw in. This is what I had for my left shoulder here. Because of this information, we placed a sell limit right there. We sure did. We placed a sell limit right there. The price came up, it grabbed our order, and look how far it dropped off. We got 50 pips out of this. We didn't even get the whole move because, you know, we didn't hold it because this thing dropped 100, 200, almost 250 pips. Man, we should have held it. No, I'm just playing. We don't hold trades that long. So that's just an example of the type of education and what you're able to earn while you learn with our platform. That's what we're very excited about. The month of August, we've been able to help a lot of our traders earn and learn at the same time. And I'll just show you a brief introduction into what it is that they have access to along with the football strategy. ChartFlix is a on-demand learning platform that gives you an opportunity to get to our live classes. First of all, let's go over that. Our live classes every Sunday at 8:45, every Tuesday morning at 8:30 a.m. And we do a free look Friday every Friday where we just kind of bring people from everywhere to see what it is that we do. We have first Saturday during the first Wednesday London session at 3:15. And then we do a first Saturday where we do a mastermind class because trading is 10% 10% skill, 90% mindset. Got to get that mindset. So we have that. What else will you have? You'll have access to one of the most intellectual things we have is ChartFlix On Demand. This is where you get every episode, every class that we've ever streamed, every live token of knowledge, every strategy is all here. So you didn't miss anything. You get an opportunity to get your hands on hours and hours of content that you can watch over and over and over again. And what happens is you're able to learn this and take advantage of it at your own time. You could access it from your phone. You don't even have to be sitting in front of your computer. That's why some people love it, because they could be in class while they're on the go. We have a trading strategy tab. Look at all these strategies we have, and we'll update that, right? And so you got the footballs, the 75 dime, the binary, the GBP breakout. The Agimat has a strategy tab, of course, okay? Because that's where we started there, okay? So this is a full educational platform that will allow you to learn how to trade Forex and binary. Now we're doing a binary presentation this Sunday. It's going to be second to none. The strategy that I've came up with is going to be awesome, and it's going to help people make tons and tons of money. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate you for allowing me to show you the football strategy and show it is what it is that we have. While I take up just a little bit more time, I want you, if you have any questions, I want you to go and ask me those questions. Those of you who may have some questions, I'm open. You could be a subscriber, non-subscriber, visitor, whatever. We'll just take a few moments here and take a few questions. And while I let you do that, think about questions. You could just look here on your screen and see what you would get for our subscription. Of course, we'll start at the very bottom. This subscription is only $49.99 a month. Most of these educational platforms start at $200 a month and go up from there. If you're talking about adding binary, one company I know you have to pay at least $325 a month to learn how to trade the binary. But these are all of the benefits that we get. You get weekly training on Forex and binary. You get access to all the recorded sessions. You get all of our signals. And Mr. Herbert is one of the greatest assets that we have. He's called a lot of trades. He just gave me about 150 trades, just 150 pips that called from trades he did this morning. You also get a one-on-one with me, and you typically get this when you sign up or whenever you request, but I actually do extra one-on-ones because I have the time. So if you ever want to do a one-on-one session with me, you just let me know and I'll make myself available to you as long as I have the availability. Now you get that first one automatically, but the extras just to make sure I have time. Okay, you have access to our subscriber chat room 24/7 where you can ask questions to the leadership team and myself. And I'm also have the 100 Pip BBB strategy book that we're going to change to the football strategy book. And we're going to have some other books that ChartFlix is going to make. We're going to put them on Kindle. They're going to be $20 each, intellectual property that you can buy from Amazon. You're going to have a ChartFlix library card. You ain't got to pay nothing. You get this for free. Everything that we create, you get for free. And of course, in spring of 2021, we're in development of ChartFlix for Kids. This is where kids can come and learn how to do what it is we do. And we're going to make sure it's very kid friendly with the music and the looks. We're going to make it very young feeling. And it's going to help change the rest of their life. Now that subscription is going to be $24.99 for children. But guess what? It comes with your $49.99, right? And you can cancel at any time, okay? So those are the benefits that I thought necessary for us to go over. I went over the platform, showed you that we do have strategies. So not only do we have strategies, we teach you how to trade, okay? And we give you signals. So there's a lot here that you can learn. There's a lot of information that you can transcend to your trading strategies and things of such. And you'll never look at this the same. Ever since I learned the football strategy, I never looked at the charts the same. Never looked at them the same because now I have an information. Like right now, I'll show you a prime example. You see how this price just broke this 126 and it hits this 50 pip line automatically just because of my strategy. When it goes 50 pips up or down, there's a bias that at that 50 pip line, it's going to pull back. It's going to at least pull back. And you'll never look at it the same way. Never, never. You'll never look at it the same way. Look what happened right here, guys. You see when it broke that 50 pip line? I'm sorry. It broke the 100 line. That's 125. It drops down to that 50. What happens? It pulls back. You'll never look at it the same way. All right. Are there any questions or concerns just before I let you guys go? Any questions or concerns? Okay, this is the quiet crew. No problem with that. All right, please be reminded of this. We will be doing a world premiere. Okay, this last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll be doing a world premiere this Sunday night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the 50/100 strategy, where you can make money in seconds, in minutes using binary trading. Okay, it's going to be a whole thing. You want to make sure you're available. You want to make sure you're there. Get your seats. We're going to invite everybody that we can to have them take a look at what it is that we do. Okay, so please come out and check us out. We'd be more than happy to have you in the building. Okay, so guys, listen, if you like what you saw on YouTube and Facebook, please do me a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go to the Telegram group and inbox me any questions that you have. If you are consistent and you have a mentor and you are going to have the ability to sit in a class and learn something, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to your trading career. I'm gonna see you at the top because the bottom is extremely too crowded. Y'all have a nice day.